Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. Great to be back home in Milwaukee as the Brewers and the Twins gear up for game number one of a three-game weekend series from American Family Field. Going to see a lot of heaters today from Joe Ryan from the Minnesota Twins. Most of Major League Baseball, 59%. Chad Patrick, going to see a lot of cutters with him. That's the second most in Major League Baseball. He's been great since joining that Brewers rotation. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the ballpark with Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minnaert down in the field. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks again for being with us tonight. Great to be back home first and foremost. And the Brewers got some offense finally in that finale against the Cleveland Guardians, and it was all Rhys Hoskins that got it going.
He's been the alpha dog in this offense for quite some time now. I think toward the latter part of April, he made some adjustments in his swing, and he has been ripping the cover off the baseball. 11 extra base hits, 20 RBIs. Look at the OPS over 1,000 for Rhys Hoskins. 4 for 4, 5 RBIs, and really did a number on that Cleveland pitching staff in the last game of that series. But, you know, the stars for this offense, for the Brewers, need to step it up. Rhys Hoskins has been doing that, and you know, after coming off a kind of a so-so season last year, he was able to hit some home runs, but after missing all of 2023, it looks like he's fully healthy, not only at the plate, but defensively, too. He's moving around first base much better. That knee seems like it's feeling really good. Rhys Hoskins, top of his game at this point.
Speaking of top of the game, how about the Twins? They've won 11 consecutive ball games, and they're doing a little bit of everything, Rock, correct.
And their stars have been very good for the most part. I mean, after the first couple of weeks where the Twins got off to a very slow start, their starting pitching had an ERA over 7. They just couldn't score any runs. Things were not going all that well. Then they flipped the switch. I mean, Byron Buxton, Carlos Correa have been on a roll. They have been outstanding, but neither one of those two guys are going to be in tonight's game. Carlos Correa on the injured list. And then under the radar pickup, Harrison Bader has been very good. None of them are playing tonight, but again, the 11-game hitting streak, runners in scoring position numbers for these guys have been very good. They haven't, as a season, been hitting a lot of home runs, but lately they have been hitting the long ball. So the Twins, a team to be reckoned with. So, you know, you're not as good as you think you are when things are going well, and you're not as bad as you think you are when things are not going well. We'll see what happens in this series.
Well, somebody who's going well is Sal Frelick, and he is with Sophia Minnaert down on the field right now talking about big home run number 2 a couple of days ago.
Thanks, guys. And Sal, as you guys are getting ready to take the field, you homered Wednesday, part of 9 runs on 13 hits. What did you like about just how you guys were able to burst out of the slump Wednesday?
Yeah, great team win. I thought the bats were going 1 through 9, backed by some great pitching. So just a good team win and looking to build off that for this series.
What'd you like about the approach and, like you said after the game, the competitiveness that was there all game long?
Yeah, that was it. That's kind of what we preach, just getting back to that. You know, it's not over-aggression, but just being aggressive. If you make a mistake going aggressive, the next guy's going to pick you up. So just reiterating that and making sure we're rolling as a unit, which was awesome. And
Rhys Hoskins had a huge day. He's been carrying you guys offensively. What is he doing in the middle of the lineup to set up the rest of you?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, like I said, you know, guy in front of him doesn't get the job done, and 12 comes up to the plate. You know he's going to get it done for us right now. He's just so hot right now, but again, he's the same person he's always been, whether he's hitting or not. So great to have a leader like that in our clubhouse.
Finally, Chad Patrick is taking the mound for you guys. How much has he shown you guys in his rookie season, giving you guys a chance to win on the mound?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, when he's out there, you know, he's pounding the strike zone. So it's great to play defense behind a guy like that. And, you know, we're going to be playing hard for him, and he's going to keep going out there and just rolling it up for us. So it should be a good one.
All right, Sal, thanks so much for the time. Jeff, back up to you. That's Sal Frelick.
Thanks so much, Sophia. Thanks to Sal. It's the Brewers and the Twins. Game number 1 of the border battle on this weekend in the month of May. We will be back with the first pitch in just a moment. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Habish, and Rotier, personal injury attorneys, national reputation, hometown service. Great to be back at American Family Field, and thank goodness for the roof. Had some showers pass by not too long ago. Just close up shop, and no problems whatsoever. With Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minnaert, Jeff Levering aboard for this Twins and Brewers border series. These Twins come in winners of 11 consecutive ball games. Rocco Baldelli and his squad, they are playing as well as anybody in Major League Baseball. The Brewers are trying to slow their roll here tonight in game number 1 of this series. And the Twins are going to be without a couple of their big stars. Carlos Correa going on the injured list before the game today. He had a collision with Byron Buxton in Baltimore yesterday, both in the concussion protocol. For Correa, sent home and on the injured list, and for Buxton, available today, as well as Harrison Bader, who's had a great start to their season. Chad Patrick and the Brewers just taking the field now. So take a look at the Twins starting lineup. Brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Larnach, Jefferson, Lee, top spots in the order. Ty France, Willie Castro, and Cody Clemens in the middle. Royce Lewis just off the injured list the beginning part of May. Sean Kersey, and then Christian Vasquez rounds things out for Rocco Baldelli and the Twins. Chad Patrick gets the ball for the Brewers. First ever start against the Twins, but he has not given up any more than 3 runs in any of his starts this season.
Yeah, including his last time out. It was a no decision against the Tampa Bay Rays. 4 1/3 innings. 6 hits, 2 runs. The team has won his last 2 starts. Run support has been an issue for Chad Patrick in his 3 losses. Only 7 runs in games that he has lost. The Brewers have scored for him, but we'll see how things turn around for him. Let's check out the defense brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Behind Patrick here tonight, you got Bowers, Churio, and Frelick in the outfield. You got Durbin Ortiz on the left side, Terang and Hoskins on the right side, and William Contreras behind home plate tonight.
Home plate umpires, a crew chief, that's Alan Porter. Jim Wolf is over at first base. Brian Walsh is the second base umpire, and Alex McKay is over at third. Getting you all set to go for this series opener. The Twins and Baltimore Orioles got postponed on Tuesday, forced them to play a doubleheader Wednesday and then a day game yesterday. They played 3 games in the span of about 30 hours.
Won them all. Not bad. That's a good 30-hour stretch.
Chad Patrick just finishing things up. Trevor Larnach ready to go. One of the hot hitters in this lineup for Rocco Baldelli and the Twins. 4 games over 500, but still find themselves in 4th place in the American League Central. Season end right now, 4 teams from the AL Central would be in the playoffs. So Patrick all ready to go. A great weekend at the ballpark. A lot of Twins fans, a lot of Brewers fans. Patrick into his wine in the first pitch of the night. Swing and a miss, and off we go.
They're going to see a lot of cutters out of Chad Patrick. Cutters, 2 seamers, occasional changeup.
And that cutter hits Larnach. And that will give the leadoff batter first base. Got ahead, and then that cutter clips Larnach.
Just barely scraped that elbow. Didn't see the ball do anything there, but apparently hit him.
Grazed a couple of his arm hairs, and he's got first base. Ryan Jeffers doing the DHing. Also catches most games throughout the course of the week. With so many guys banged up on this roster for the Twins, he's DHing and hitting second. Certainly a double play candidate. Cutter leaking glove side early for Patrick.
Yeah, Chad Patrick gets a lot of mileage out of high fastballs, high cutters. He's only given up to 4 home runs. That's always an issue when you're relying on high heaters.
Jeffers with a base hit the other way. Larnach turns second. He's going to head for third and make it easily. Runners are on the corners for the Twins. 2 batters in.
The Brewers just can't continue to play from behind. I mean, Twins set up nicely here in the first inning. A 1-1 pitch right down the middle of the plate. It was a two-seamer. And Jeffers with a really good piece of hitting, taking it to the opposite field. The first and third, nobody out here in the first.
Just his third hit of the road trip. Jeffers is aboard, and Patrick deals with tonight's shortstop Brooks Lee. And get the lion's share of shortstop now with Correa on the injured list in that concussion protocol. And Lee takes outside. 3 out of 13 on this road trip for Lee. You see the panels start to open up after that storm passed through. Let the ballpark breathe a bit. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, there's that high heater right there. Under the bat of Lee that time.
First rounder just a couple of years ago for Brooks Lee. Went to the big leagues very quickly. And Lee pops it up behind home plate. Contreras has a play and makes the play right on the logo. That is a huge first out.
Yeah, and that's a tough play for a catcher. That ball goes right up above them. Other times you go from side to side to go back to the backstop, but you have to, when you turn around and really have to move, sometimes those can be tricky. You see Contreras flipping the mask off. Doesn't have far to go, and able to make the catch.
Toss that mask as far away as possible so you don't potentially step on it. Ty France, the hitter, and he sprays one foul. France was with Cincinnati last year. Had some really good seasons in Seattle. All over that plate from the right side. Fouls it away. France, one of the team leaders in RBIs, so 21 on the season.
This is where the Twins have been really good. Runners in scoring position during this 11-game winning streak.
Patrick, a light toss over to first, has Jeffers back. During this 11-game winning streak, the Twins have outscored their opponents by 48 runs.
Yeah, not too many close games.
Cutter's got a couple extra MPHs on it today for Patrick. That's usually a pitch that's in 86 to 88 range. Thrown a couple 90-91.
Only threw 81 pitches his last time out. Kind of a short start for him, 4 1/3.
Series finale in Tampa Bay last Sunday, and there's that velocity on the cutter. Part of the arsenal. 2-2 and a base hit to right. Ty France delivers the first run of the game. Solid single with 2 strikes.
Yeah, cutter up and away. See, the Twins are using the whole field. I mean, a couple of base hits to the opposite field. One by Jeffers, one by France in the right field. That cutter up. Nice easy swing, and he hits a bullet into right, so the Twins take an early lead. So once again, the Brewers have to play from behind.
They've won one game this year where they failed to score first. Willie Castro now. And Castro takes that sinker for a strike. Missed 13 games latter stages of April, beginning part of May with an oblique issue. One fouled off his front foot, and boy, did he go down. Wow.
Might have got it up on the leg a little bit. Hit him in the knee, perhaps. Yeah, Yeah, that's what he's holding on to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right off the kneecap.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of that Christian Yelich foul ball back in 19.
Willie Castro being attended to. There's Yelich. He knows all too well what that feels like.
Yeah, broke his kneecap, ended his season. Apparently not the first time he's done that. He's got the pad up there. Might hit above the pad a little bit.
You remember that scene back in Miami in 2019. Yelich could not put any weight on his leg whatsoever. Just an awful scene. Castro is up.
And Twins are already playing shorthanded. Bader and Buxton are available, but I would imagine the Twins would rather not have them in a game at this point.
See the look on Rocco Baldelli's face too. He keeps shaking his head. It looks as if Willie Castro's going to try and resume this at bat. There's Harrison Bader. Again, as Brock mentioned, Byron Buxton is available, but they would love to give him one extra day.
Bader's got a groin situation that he's dealing with. He's been a nice surprise for the Twins. Kind of a under the radar move in the offseason. Not a whole lot of press about that deal. He's been good.
Willie Castro is indeed going to resume this at bat. Chad Patrick, after a long layoff, after Castro's being attended to, gets back on the bump. 0-2. And a swing and a miss. He went right after him.
Yeah, no surprise there. Kind of surprised he didn't take a couple of jogs down the line just to loosen it up to see how that was going to respond. That pitch middle in. Pretty much the same spot where he fouled it off his knee. Underneath it.
Well, Cody Clemens, been a Twin for just about a month. Takes strike one right at the knees. Acquired from the Philadelphia Phillies. Dad Roger Clemens. 2 for 7 in that series in Baltimore, including a homer. And he hits a single towards the middle. They'll send the runner around third. The throw is going to go to the cutoff man, and it's 2-0 Twins. Clemens hit that one on the screws.
And change up, middle away. 89 miles an hour. Good job by Clemens to stay back and hit it hard. He waited back nicely, hit a line drive in the center. No chance for Churio to throw him out. So a 2-0 deficit for the Crew here in the first.
108 off the bat, and now it's Royce Lewis. Began the season on the injured list with a hamstring strain, and he fouls this one back, playing in just his 10th game of the year. Big three cornerstone players, Lewis, Correa, and Buxton, have had a hard time being on the field at the same time.
Now their whole careers, right? I mean, they've had a difficult time staying healthy, all of them.
For Lewis, this is game number 162 in his big league career. And he made his major league debut all the way back in 2022.
Yeah.
Career high 16 homers a year ago. Lewis hits it on the ground foul. He's down 1-2.
Tried to throw a slider, ended up down the middle. The fastball, the cutter have been hit. Tried the slider here in the first.
Two and two now on Royce Lewis, 7th man to hit in the inning.
Yeah, high pitch count here. 22 pitches. Not the way you want to start.
And now time called by Lewis. See those career numbers there for Lewis of #1 overall pick back in 2017. Three balls, 2 strikes. Chad Patrick been yanking those fastballs more often than not in this first inning.
Maybe just trying to get a little bit extra on the velocity, and a lot of times you lose your command.
Runners will have a head start. France and Clemens. And it's grounded to third. Picked clean, and the throw is good from Durbin. Twins get 2. Brewers coming up against Joe Ryan. Brewers playing from behind as we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Pat Murphy and his squad done a good number against these Minnesota Twins the last few years, playing just their 20th home game of the year. American Family Field. Starting lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Terang, Contreras, Yelich. See Jackson Chury on the number 6 spot. You got Bowers, Durbin, and Ortiz finishing out that starting lineup. They get right-hander Joe Ryan, 10th in the American League in that earned run average. He's 2-0 in his last 3 starts.
Yeah, throws a lot of fastball, has a good slider as well. 5th year, all with the Twins. And last time out, a win against the Giants. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. Did not walk a batter. His walk totals are incredible. I mean, 5 walks, 54 strikeouts for him in 46 innings of work.
You have to earn your way on against Joe Ryan, as that one's fouled away by Terang, and frustrated with himself on that pitch middle in.
And Ryan get up there to about 95 miles an hour. Slider, occasional changeup.
Two on Bryce Terang as Ryan deals. Fouled straight back. Talked about it in the open. A lot of cutters from Chad Patrick. A lot of heaters from Joe Ryan. Throws about 60% of the time.
And neither one of these 2 guys try and trick you, do they?
Another 0-2. And he tried the splitter. That is the secondary pitch against the left-handed batters. Throws that sweeper as you talked about a ton. There's the full arsenal. And it's fouled away. Going right after Terang. Ryan, 4-seam fastball usage. #1 in the big leagues.
Yeah, Hunter Green throws 100 plus. He gets a lot of mileage out of that fastball. Uses it high in the zone.
I saw Freddie Peralta on that list too. Freddie will get the ball on Sunday. There he is. Threw great in his last appearance against Cleveland. Some bad luck against him. And Terang lines a single to left. Been waiting for that patented Terang swing for about 2 weeks now. Gets the Brewers off on the right foot.
Let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. How about early and often? Let's get that offense going. Keep it going for what they were able to do against the Guardians, putting up 9 runs in that game on Wednesday. No time better than the first inning to answer back the 2 for the Twins.
Ryan has an ERA under 1 over his last 3 starts. Time for him to get clipped. There's a fly ball into center, but right in the tracks of Kersey.
This is the third start for Ryan against Milwaukee. No record. .397 his earned run average against the Brewers in those first 2 starts.
Both of those outings up in Minnesota. Here's Christian Yelich. Homered on the last road trip out in Tampa. And he fouls it back. Brock, you know a guy is going to be throwing a lot of fastballs. How does that change your approach?
Just make sure if you get one early in the count, go for it. I mean, you're going to be expecting fastballs. He does have an interesting arm angle. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but not over the top, not 3/4, but kind of slings it, you know, from behind his back, hides it a little bit. So the deceptive delivery, if you will, makes that fastball appear a little bit quicker.
Get some whip with that arm angle that he has. 0-2 on Yelich. And he tried the splitter and missed low. So here's this arm action, and it's not that traditional over the top.
It's not sidearm. He just kind of slings it out there. He does have a history with water polo, of all things.
Brewers closer Trevor McGill, former water polo player. 1-2 is yanked foul.
Hey, we're talking to our old buddy Corey Provus, who does TV for the Twins, and he was telling us about that story with Joe Ryan and the water polo experience that he had influenced his arm angle. And I said, is that the typical water polo arm angle?
Here's Corey.
Wasn't quite sure, you know, how the arm angle is affected by water polo, but
well, water. So water polo.
Are you going to try?
No, the demonstration. You don't want to throw a water polo ball straight over your head.
Yeah.
Right, because there's some weight that goes along to it.
There's arms up.
Right, there's arms that are over the top. You want to try and skip a water polo ball. That one line foul. So inevitably your arm is going to drop down a little bit more.
Yeah.
You also have so many different arm fakes in water polo, right? If you're ever watching water polo
only on the Olympics.
In the Olympics, right? There's so many are always doing this, right? They're always just pumping their arms.
Yeah.
So that's inevitably what your arm slot is going to be, and that's how he throws a baseball.
So that's the story about his arm angle.
Yeah, water polo.
Yeah.
Runner goes 2-2, swing and a miss, throw to second base. Not there. Steal for Bryce Terang, slid around the tag of Lee.
Got to keep running. That's the Brewers game. Just because you are behind, you can't stop what you do best. The stolen base. Never did tag him. Missed him completely. You can see Jim Wolf, I should say Brian Walsh, the second base umpire, right on it. Had a good look at it. Never did touch him.
Still able to hang on to that bag. Here's Rhys Hoskins. And he takes ball one, 4 for 4. His first 4-hit game as a Brewer, his 4th ever 4-hit game. Included 5 RBIs and a 2-run homer. Took that sweeper on the outside corner. This is his home run on Wednesday. Went to a replay review for ground rules, and they said, yep, home run, originally ruled a double. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run counter.
He's been really good since mid-April. He's made some adjustments to his stance, his approach. A little bit softer, a little bit more straight up, and has been driving the ball consistently.
Back-to-back sweepers from Ryan. Throws it a ton to the right-handed hitters. Threw it again and missed. 2-2. See if Hoskins can do something with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Heater outside. Sal Frelick on deck. He's in the number 5 spot tonight. Been there for the majority of the season. Was leading off a lot on that last road trip, though. Turang goes, and it's hit foul.
And not a bad pitch right there. That sweeper right on the corner at the knees. Yeah, Rhys Hoskins doing a good job getting a piece of it. Some guys don't like base runners at second taking off with 2 strikes. Trying to steal third base, kind of gets in their line of sight.
And a turn back towards second base by Ryan. See the numbers there for Hoskins. Runners in scoring position this year, almost 360.
Does his best work in these spots. It'd be huge to play the run here.
And that's ball 4, and Turang in the process stole third. Sal Frelick is coming up. American Family Insurance home protection so far this year in 16 home games for Sal Frelick, hitting .346 at OPS, nearly 1,000.
Couldn't find a hotter hitter in the beginning of the year than Sal Frelick.
Well, they're on the corners, and Frelick takes that breaking ball for a strike. Homered in the ball game on Wednesday, just his 2nd home run.
Yeah, that home run got the Brewers going that day. That was a biggie.
Do you think it was the homer that got him going, or was it the throwing of the helmet in the dugout after he was done hitting the homer?
Yeah, he did fire it, didn't he? Right under the bench. But it was a happy throw.
It was very happy. So this was his home run on Wednesday. Came off of Gavin Williams. Straightaway center field after he hit home plate. Did his high fives. Watch this. Yak!
That's a happy throw.
Yeah.
In other words, let's go, guys.
That's right. We statcasted that thing, actually, and he was 85 miles an hour on the helmet toss.
Didn't even look like it broke it.
That's a good thing.
Good workmanship.
Making Joe Ryan work a lot. 26 pitches in this first inning. 3-1 to Frelick. Ripped down the right field line. Foul. The fastball up and in. Got the hands through it, but just foul.
Well, he does a really good job of pulling those fastballs. I mean, big velocity as well. I mean, you can't throw a fastball by him if he's looking for it. Especially up and in. Unusual for a lefty.
(3-2) runner goes, and it's popped up third base side, foul territory, and in the seats. .29 pitch inning for Ryan.
Both of these starters getting worked hard here in the first.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. He's seen mostly fastballs, only the one breaking ball. And it's popped up. This is in foul territory behind the plate. Vasquez is out of here.
Everybody but Contreras has had a long at bat. Williams swung at the first pitch.
I mean, he doesn't walk anybody. You're going to have to earn your way on base against Joe Ryan. He walked Rhys Hoskins to set up this situation. Just his 6th walk of the year. Another 3-2. And a ball into right. It is caught right at the wall. Larnach had just enough space as Joe Ryan went down to a knee. He thought that ball was going to go. Died at the wall.
Brewers and Twins opening up a 3-game series here on rivalry weekend, and the Brewers making a move. They've got a fresh arm in the bullpen. They have acquired the lefty Rob Zastryzny, bringing him back into the organization. They acquired him for cash from the New York Yankees. He was pitching in AAA with Scranton. Was putting together a nice season with them. 13 games, a 4.5 earned run average. Fans may remember we saw Zastryzny a little bit last year. He did pitch in a couple of games, 9 games, opened 3 games for them, and allowed just 1 earned run for the Brewers before landing on the IL with a left elbow injury that caused him to miss the remainder of the season. So Zastryzny is here. They've optioned the righty Elvis Peguero back to AAA Nashville. Just getting another lefty back in there, especially with Brian Hudson down with AAA right now, just lacking some consistency. Pat Murphy and the Brewers felt it was important to add another lefty to the mix.
Popular guy in that clubhouse. Thank you, Sophia. Even though he was injured for a lot of last year, he was a very popular guy. Here's Trevor McGill, all part of that bullpen a season ago.
8 consonants is in his name. Tough name to pronounce.
How many vowels?
Zastryzny.
I got 1 vowel, right?
1 vowel, an A. Z-A.
This is where the exception of sometimes Y comes into play. Ground ball. Ooh, it's off the leg of Terang, and it's base hit for Kersey. Tough play for Bryce Terang. It'll be a knock for Deshaun Kersey.
That's a tough play for anybody, and if Bryce Terang can't make the play, you know it's nearly impossible. A tough hop. They tried to get it, go back a little bit to catch a hop. That ball hit him in the leg. He never got a glove on it. One of the best in the business. That was a tough one.
The leadoff man is on again for Minnesota. Christian Vasquez just barely missed with that sinker. Vasquez at 193 has homered once, driven in 5. Great defensive catcher, longtime Boston Red Sox. Two 2-0 on Vasquez.
A great guy to have on your team, particularly what he can do for you defensively. As long as everybody else is driving in the runs and doing most of the hitting, right? He can be a tough out.
Flipped into shallow right. Tough play. Base hit Vasquez. Kersey holds up on the throw to third from Frelick. Diane Quill out to right, turns into a hit for Vasquez.
Well, they're putting the bat on the baseball. That fastball up and in. Ate him up inside, but muscles it out into no man's land in right field. Not a whole lot Kersey can do with it. He wasn't sure if that ball was going to be caught. He has to stay at second base.
And now that one ripped into left for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third as Bowers comes up throwing all the way home on the fly. The bases are loaded for Minnesota after Larnach's first hit.
They're on that fastball tonight. That was a sinker.
6 hits for the Twins already. Nobody out in the second.
They're attacking early. That one right down the middle of the plate. Inside out stroke by Larnach. So bases loaded, nobody out on 3 hits.
And now it's Chris Hook out to chat with Chad Patrick, and William Contreras trying to slow down the red hot Minnesota Twins.
It's one of those things, you know, you're in a situation where you won 11 in a row and you kind of come to the ballpark thinking there's no way we can lose. We just have that swagger going, and they do right now. Everything they touch ends up as base hits. They're playing some incredible baseball, but that stuff can turn. I remember back in '87, we won our first 13 games of the season, and then in May we lost 12 straight. So that stuff can turn around a little bit on you. Brewers need to figure out a way to break this stretch that the Twins are on right now.
You see those numbers. First 33 games, 13 and 20, just kind of floundering offensively. And the last 11, they really turned it on.
Look at the bullpen. I mean, the relievers earned run average. You kidding me?
4 earned runs in the last 39 and a third innings for that Twins bullpen. And that's without one of their stars. And Griffin Jack's really thrown the ball all that well. He's been okay, but not the superstar that he was a year ago. Ryan Jeffers at the plate. And he hits it on the ground to third. That's a fair ball. He's going to go across and get the out at first.
Not sure if he didn't have a play at home plate. Caught the baseball right on the bag.
And he was able to get the out at third base, too, to turn the double play.
Right, he got the lead out at third, but then he was able to get the out at first base. I think he had a shot at home plate if he went that direction, but he went with a safe out at first.
Pretty good footwork right here from Caleb Durbin. Again, all in one motion, fielding and stepping on the bag in order to get 2. Trade the 2 outs for the run as Brooks Lee is hitting. No RBI for Jeffers.
I guess you're thinking about, you know, the score of the inning. We're here in the second inning. I think that Durbin was thinking, let's get 2 outs for sure. Later in the game, he might have thought about going home.
Lee, a check swing foul. And for Durbin, somewhat learning third base on the fly since spring training.
Yeah, Gary Gaetti turned 2 triple plays in one game on a ball just like that. Stepped on the bag, threw to second, threw to first for 2 triple plays in one game, just like that.
Man. Lee swings and fouls it into the glove of Contreras. That's an easy way to get you out of an inning.
Of course, Gary Gaetti with the Twins at the time.
Can we bring back just the skull cap while hitting? Speaking of Gary Gaetti, right. No ear flaps.
Right.
Stays alive. He had to have some of the biggest forearms ever.
Yeah. In a sport where just about every one of these guys has big forearms. That's the baseball muscle, you know. Forearm. Wrists. Hands. Forearms. Yeah, that's where it all comes from.
Lee pops it up. Third base side. Durbin giving it a look. Just out of room. Another long inning for Chad Patrick. 40 pitches used in the first inning and 2/3. And considering this inning started with 3 straight base hits, if he can give up just the 1 run, it'll be a job well done. Again. A lot more 4-seam fastballs in this start for Chad Patrick than normal.
On the first inning, they were all over the cutter. Got to make adjustments on the fly out there sometimes.
Sailed high. 2-2. This will be pitch number 8. Tried the changeup. Was just thinking he hadn't thrown a changeup in a while since the base hit to Clemens. Tried to drop it down on Lee.
They left that change up to Clemens up a little bit, so we didn't want to do that again.
Lee, a fly ball in the left. Bowers camped under it and puts it away. Patrick was in a jam, allows just the one run.
Hey, add a Jackson Chourio jersey to your collection on June 7th when the Brewers give away 25,000 Chourio replica jerseys at the game against the Padres. That's courtesy of Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealers. Don't miss it. Get tickets now at brewers.com/giveaways. A Jackson Chourio collectible jersey.
Speaking of which, there is Jackson Chourio, and here's the jersey, right? This is pretty great. The Chourio on the back.
What size is that?
This is your size. Would you like it? You can have it.
I can see it. It's not my size.
Oh, come on.
No.
You can have that jersey.
I fit into that jersey probably in 3rd grade.
Cody Clemens slides over to left field, by the way. Willie Castro out of the game as Chourio was taking all the way on that first pitch fastball. Now swings and misses. Here's a big league debut of Ryan Fitzgerald.
Yeah, get him right in there. No messing around. Shows up, get him in the game.
Time called by Chourio. Ryan was ready to work, and Chourio uses the timeout. Chourio dropping down to the number 6 spot in the order, was 0 for 5 on Wednesday. Ryan taking his time and coming back on 0-2.
A couple of things why Pat Murphy thinking about putting Chourio down in the batting order, maybe getting him up there with men on base, or maybe trying to get him a little bit more patient. So guys at the top of the order typically are hitters that are going to be patient, are going to draw their walks. Jackson does not walk much. Just trying to mix it up a little bit. That's all a manager can do when the offense has been struggling. Put guys in different spots in the batting order. Maybe you find some magic.
Saw him do that with Sal Frelick moving into the top spot in that Cleveland series. Foul back by Chourio. That was a pretty middle pitch there. Center square. Looks like Chourio is slightly more upright today in his stance than he has been in the past too. Constantly.
These guys are constantly making adjustments. Sometimes you can tell, you can see them. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's a mental adjustment.
Swings and misses that fastball around neck high. Ryan picks up his 2nd strikeout. Take a look at our Indeed player resume for Jake Bauers. Last 16 games, hitting .350, 10 runs batted in, and an OPS of almost 1,000.
Man, to think this guy wasn't even on the 40-man roster in spring training.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
He was such a key player for the Brewers last year.
And so good at first base. And he's done a nice job in the outfield.
With all of the injuries the Brewers have had to deal with their outfield group. Perkins, Garrett Mitchell. Yelich has played most of his games as a DH. They've needed guys like Isaac Collins and Jake Bauers to step in. And Bauers, while he's hitting, gets the call.
You give this guy a fastball down a little bit, he'll give it a pretty good swing.
One-two to Bauers. Swing and a miss, and it's back-to-back Ks for Ryan.
Up there a little bit different. A dead low ball hitter. It's a little bit off the edge. Right around the belt. Underneath.
Joe Ryan had a couple of Brewers on base against him in the first inning. Stranded them both. He's got a 3-run lead to work with as Ryan did not have a clean finish on that pitch, but still threw a strike. Caleb Durbin trying to snap an 0 for 16, pops it up. First base side, foul territory, and foul. Just out of the reach of Vasquez.
No help on that side of the field. You're on your own.
Connor Dawson, Al LaBeouf having a good time. Come on, Buffy, make the plays, what Connor's telling them. Get me out of Dodge.
Yeah, he scooted out of there. The ball hit him.
Just past him, thankfully. But he was not going to be helping out Vasquez.
Yeah.
Just like any Brewers player chasing down a foul ball over by the Twins dugout, no help. Tell you, certainly glad and players are happy that they have the guardrails in front of the dugouts. And a swing and a miss. Ryan strikes out the side. First Chourio, then Bowers, and now Durbin. Head of the third inning, 3-0 Twins. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. And by Old National Bank. Get old. First pitch swinging. Ty France fouls one away. And Chad Patrick looking for a quick and clean third. Middle of the order scheduled for the Twins, albeit a different number 5 hitter now.
Already 6 hits for Minnesota, all singles.
France on the ground to short, diving play. Ortiz throws, got it! Big league play from Ortiz.
Put a circle around that one, buddy. That is a heck of a play by Joey Ortiz. Not just getting it in his glove, but getting up quickly and making a good throw to Reese. That's our T-Mobile coverage cam of the play of the day. A Joey Ortiz gem it short. And a throw right on the money.
Been doing it all year long for Joey Ortiz as Ryan Fitzgerald comes up for his first big league plate appearance and skies the first one foul into the third deck. Just up from AAA St. Paul, where he was hitting .328 with 4 homers and 21 RBIs, and swings and misses. Played collegiately at Creighton, and the guy that took his job after he left and graduated, Isaac Collins. Some symmetry.
Yeah. And that bat this kid will never forget.
Patrick ahead 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 684 career minor league games. And a couple of Creighton Blue Jays on the same big league diamond. 1-2. Fly ball into center. Casually coming in is Jackson Chourio to put it away for out number 2.
And Patrick's been leaving that cutter upstairs. Normally that's not a pitch that he leaves up like that all that often. Is the fastball, that, you know, the 2-seamer, 4-seamer that he likes to ride up in the zone, but that cutter's been hanging up a little bit, giving these Twins a pretty good look at it.
Cody Clemens with an RBI single on a changeup back in the first inning, made it 2-0. Takes that cutter on that outside corner. That's where that cutter needs to be to the left-handed hitters.
Exactly. And down and in, down and away. Clemens, and Chad Patrick says he's good. Contreras started running out after that.
And now
Trainer's coming out.
Yeah, Brewers athletic trainer Brad Epstein is coming out, as well as Chris Hook. Chad Patrick initially gave a thumbs up to William Contreras.
They watch these guys like hawks. Any little movement or expression that is not normal. Right there.
Immediately grimaces
On the side.
Grab at his side, yeah. He's saying he's good, and they're going to give him a couple of practice tosses to see if that truly is the case, as the Brewers bullpen starts to scramble slightly. Chad says, all right, one was good.
That little twinge, no big deal at this point. Can the Brewers really suffer another starting rotation injury?
Well, they've got a few on the injured list already, a couple that are on their way back. Just added Jose Quintana to that list. This one skied into center. Back goes Churio. He's got room to put it away. It's a 3-up and 3-down inning for Chad Patrick. Needed that clean third.
Back at American Family Field, the Brewers kicking off a 6-game homestand, first with the Twins, then with the Baltimore Orioles. Joined now by Rick Schlesinger, the Brewers president of business operations. And Rick, we have been talking about this giveaway for a long time now. It is finally here. The cribbage board giveaway is tomorrow. Very limited tickets available, but I know there's some messaging you want to get out to the fans for the first 25,000 fans to come get those cribbage boards.
Right, it's cribbage craziness. I mean, that's all I've talked about all week is, you know, get here, gates open at 2 hours before first pitch, parking lots open 3 hours. Obviously, not everybody's going to get one, but, you know, people should get in line. Go-ahead entry is an easy way to get to the ballpark. You go to the ballpark app, it takes 10 seconds, helps you get through the lines faster.
Very limited tickets still available for tomorrow, Sunday as well, the day game against the Twins. And then looking ahead, Rick, when the team returns, the Boston Red Sox are coming to town, and for Memorial Day, another fun deal for the fans if they want to take advantage on Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, big crowd, dollar hot dogs, obviously a day game. So, yeah, we've got games with the Orioles, then we go back on the road, and then we got the Red Sox for Memorial Day. So it should be a good series.
All right, Rick, thanks for the time. And Jeff, it's finally here, cribbage board weekend.
I love it. Thank you so much, Sophia. We've been talking about the cribbage board giveaway for quite some time.
Where is it?
It's at home. It's actually in its case.
Oh, you took it home?
Yeah, I did, because it's the official board of the Levtino Cribbage Classic. So it's at home, resting.
Big article written about that whole thing, huh?
Adam McCalvey did a really nice write-up
Yeah,
on
I saw that.
There's Vinny, chewing gum, probably on his 18th cup of coffee.
So Vinny was very proud that I think you mentioned that he stumped you one game.
He did.
But
He did.
tell the rest of the story.
I won 4 of 6 on the road
He
trip.
failed to say that.
Yeah, of course he did. And that's fine. It's totally fine. What do you mean? What are you shaking your head? The series is tied 6-6. I could show the Google spreadsheet. He's listening in. He knows. He knows. There's a swing and a miss. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Joe Ryan. It was a very spirited series. There is the cribbage board. First 25,000 fans tomorrow. I know one is stashed away for you, Rock. I know you have one that looks like a
Where's the skunk
fish.
line? Where's the skunk line?
The skunk line is the 90 points. It's right above the number 4, the hot dog.
Okay.
There's also a double skunk line down by the chorizo. But that's only if you spin the inner wheel. The thing opens up, but you have to provide your own cards.
Yeah, you get the pegs, right?
Pegs are included.
But the cards are not.
You got to provide your own cards. You got to get here early. Gates open 2 hours ahead of time. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are going to be playing cribbage tomorrow during the game. I would hope not many.
Yeah, I hope it's an exciting game. They won't be playing, right?
Right. Play after. It's a great item, though.
Yeah. Good game.
1-1 to Bryce Terang. Swing and a miss. Big cut. 1-2. Star Wars night at the ballpark.
Got the light show coming after the game.
Are you sticking around for the laser show?
Of course.
Nice. Tight on Terang. I keep seeing all the lightsabers. Chewbacca, there's Churang. You like that? Chewbacca's down in the field. Freddie Peralta took a picture of Chewbacca down in the concourse area before the game started. Terang fouls it away.
Are you into Star Wars?
I'll watch some
movies. A little
movies.
bit, right? I mean, we're not crazy about it, right? I mean,
yeah.
Good
I
movies.
watch some movies.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by Star Wars. Do I know the planets' names? No.
Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Yeah.
The late great Carrie Fisher.
Yep. Anything that Harrison Ford's in, I'm all in.
Yep. Same. There's Chewie. Locked in. I think we got the real Chewie down there. Swing and a miss. He dropped the splitter. That is 5 straight strikeouts for Joe Ryan.
Well, he came in with 5 walks and 54 punch-outs. That's 10 strikeouts for every walk. That's an amazing percentage. Amazing ratio. And that after you're throwing 95 up in the zone and he drops that on you.
Trying to throw it again. He throws his splitter in a weird way. It's not that traditional split finger fastball. It almost looked like a super change.
Like a little Fosh, something like that.
Ooh,
remember?
I do remember. I can't forget that, Ron. Here's the grip on the splitter.
Yeah. Doesn't really put it too deep into the fingers. Yeah. Anything to choke off the speed, get a little dip, get a little sink to it.
Throws it almost with the middle finger and ring finger. Wave and a miss. There it was again, 1-2. He's really got that pitch going tonight.
Yeah. He's keeping it down.
And the saving grace is that his pitch count is up. He had 30 pitch first inning. Number 60 in the game. He didn't like that as soon as he released it. Back challenge fastball, and Contreras just missed it.
Yeah, he had one to hit. Of course, coming off those splitters. In the back of your mind, you're thinking he's going to throw it again. Then he rushes 95 at you. Right down the middle. Like to have another crack at that.
See Contreras flexing that left hand. I wonder how much those swings and misses or fouls affect that middle finger. Fouled away again. Another 7-pitch AB.
Fastball's up, splitters down. That is a recipe for success.
Three and 2. Choked the splitter that time. He is a trip to watch, Joe Ryan.
Yeah. Well, since he's been throwing that splitter so effectively, he hasn't thrown many sweepers.
Swing and a miss. And Ryan strikes out the side again. That's 6 straight strikeouts for Joe Ryan. Spectrum game reset has the Twins up 3-0. 11-game winning streak, and Joe Ryan struck out 6 straight batters, 7 in the game. Twins got 2 in the first, 1 in the second against Chad Patrick, who's going back out to the mound. Faces the bottom part of the order, Lewis, Kersey, and Vasquez. keep an eye on Chad Patrick in this inning. Remember, the training staff had to go out and check on him during that Cody Clemens at bat. This one lined down the line, and it's base hit. Bowers gets to it, fires it in to hold Lewis to a long single.
Yeah, yet another single. All 7 hits, singles. Once again, a cutter. Look where it ends up in the zone. Twins are getting a good look at that pitch tonight, the one that ends up at the top of the zone. Not where you want it.
Kersey now. Base hit off of the body of Bryce Terang back in the second. Came around to score on the double play hit by Jeffers. Fly ball into center, sends Churio a couple steps back. Now in and makes the catch. Vasquez coming up. Now a quick message from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Vasquez, base hit to right. And it's off the glove of Patrick. He's going to go to second and get the out there. Throw to first is late. Patrick got a glove on that, almost caught it. And he got the lead runner.
Yeah, good job fielding his position, able to knock it down and get the lead runner. Not sure if Bryce Terang might not have caught that in the air. He was getting shaded up the middle. It's kind of self-defense for Chad Patrick to knock that one down.
Nice play to get that lead runner as Larnach is coming up, and for Chad Patrick, I wonder where that ball caught him, whether it got him in the palm, and he's still feeling a bit of that line drive.
Doesn't feel as bad when you get it out on it.
Larnach takes high. He's been on base twice already, hit by a pitch to lead off the game, and then single to left. Hitting over 300 the last 7 and hanging in the top spot in the lineup. Another first-round pick from this Twins organization. They are loaded from former first-rounders on this team. That's a strike. Larnach, Lewis, Brooks Lee, all first-rounders within 6 years of each other.
And that's the way teams like the Twins and the Brewers have to do it, right? Kind of go after minor league free agents. Have really good drafts.
Develop good pitching. Brewers have certainly done that. They've been the gold standard the last few years. Larnach draws a walk. First free pass issued by Chad Patrick.
Twins last year 82 and 80. 2 games over 500. They had a pretty good season, but then kind of ran out of gas in September.
A lot of people point to the beginning part of August when that skid began, when they lost Joe Ryan for the rest of the season. They had 3 guys that were really going in the rotation: Bailey Ober, Pablo Lopez, and Joe Ryan. And then Joe Ryan ended up getting hurt, and the month of September just started to slide. They went 9-18 in September. It's high. 1-1 on Ryan Jeffers.
And Pablo Lopez led their team in victories, 15 and 10 his season.
On August 2nd, the Twins had a 6.5 game lead in the division. 2-1 now on Jefferson. Even in mid-September had an opportunity. Just never able to find their way back into first place. Fouled back. 3 teams from the Central ended up making it to the playoffs. The Tigers, the Royals, and the Guardians, who won the division. And the Twins missed out. There's Tyler Alexander starting to get loose. Strike 3 called. Good pitch on the corner. Strikes out Jeffers looking. Bats trying to get going. Yelich leads it off in the 4th. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. How about 6 straight strikeouts, Rock? 7 in the game for Joe Ryan.
Yeah, fastball splitter. That's what he's been doing the last couple innings. Hasn't really needed anything else. And the splitter has been working beautifully. High fastballs, low splitters, and the Brewers have had a difficult time with those 2 pitches tonight.
Let's see if the middle of the order, second time through, Yelich, Hoskins, and Freeland can get to Ryan. This one fouled away, and it's 0-1. That was a slider up and in. Brewers had 2 on with 2 out in the first inning. Sal Frelick flied out to the wall and right. Oh, and that got Yelich. Leadoff man is aboard.
They just yanked that fastball 92 miles an hour, getting a piece of Christian anyway to get a base runner. Brewers will take it. That one never had a chance. Right on the elbow pad.
Yelich aboard. See if the Brewers can push him around as Hoskins draws a walk. His first time up. And that is a strike. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard. Rhys Hoskins all by himself. 5 homers. Hit his first road homer in Cleveland. Everything else had been right here at home. Splitter down and in, but ball 1.
Part of a 5 RBI day at the ballpark. 4 for 4. Got that batting average up near 300.
Been the most consistent hitter for the Brewers for a month running. 3-1 on Hoskins.
Just those slight adjustments in the approach, right? The stance a little bit, staying back a little bit better, driving the baseball, staying on that backside.
And he took the fastball for a strike. Said something to Christian Vasquez there. Now Hoskins will use his timeout.
Tough to hit while you're laughing. Gotta call timeout. Maybe it'll run its course. Gotta have fun playing this game.
Runner goes. Ground ball left side. Nice pick at third, and the throw is in time. Royce Lewis taking a hit away from Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Good defense at third base. That would have been nice to see that one sneak into the outfield. About as good a contact as the Brewers have made since the first inning. Base hit taken away. Good angle on it. Was able to jump up. I mean, how quickly these guys are getting back on their feet.
Right on the fingertips of that glove to steal a hit. Frelick takes strike 1. Frelick pops it up. 2 away, runner still at second base. Now a quick message from Aurora Healthcare.
This is how it feels to have a complete health partner who cares for all of you, so you can live powerfully, live joyfully, and live fully.
Joe Ryan trying to pitch around that leadoff hit by pitch to Yelich. He's got Jackson Chourio on his sights. He started that string of 6 straight strikeouts in the second. He's in an RBI opportunity and an RBI spot in the lineup. Takes strike 1. It's a very fine line that Jackson Chourio has himself in, where he's trying to be aggressive yet trying to see some pitches too. Fouled it away, and it's 0-2.
They got a couple of fastballs in this at bat. That first one right down the middle.
Jedi Jackson bobblehead night tonight.
You know, it's a fine line that a coach and a manager walk when you're dealing with a young player like this and talking about being overly aggressive. You certainly don't want to take his aggressiveness away. Sometimes you got to take pitches, especially when it's the top of the order.
A guy who's been around the strike zone, you know he's going to be in the strike zone too with those walk totals. 1-2. 2-2. He's been ahead of almost everybody that he's faced so far.
It's a 6-0-2 count that he's had against the Brewers.
And a swing and a miss. He struck out Jackson Chourio for his second time. That's his 8th K in the game.
And Twins here at American Family Field, a 3-0 lead for Minnesota as we head to the 5th. A couple of pitching updates for you. There's a look at the lefty Jose Quintana. He underwent imaging on that left shoulder, revealed some mild inflammation for him, so he has not been throwing the last couple of days, but they're hopeful that it'll be the minimum time on the injured list for Quintana. He plans on starting to play catch tomorrow. He's already feeling better. And then you saw a look at Brandon Woodruff in the dugout. He's returned to the team. He last pitched Sunday with the Nashville Sounds and revealed that he's been dealing with some right ankle tendonitis. So they have transferred his rehab assignment. He's dealing with that right ankle. He cannot pitch in a game for a week. So he has a bullpen scheduled for Sunday. And depending on how that goes, then they'll determine the next steps for Brandon Woodruff, whether he's clear to go and rejoin the major league team, or if he'll get another rehab assignment there with the Nashville Sounds.
Brooks Lee goes to center. Chourio is there and makes the catch right in front of the wall for out number 1. So if you're thinking it's good news for Quintana, he's going to play catch tomorrow. That's good. Just inflammation in that shoulder. For Pat Murphy, I mean, you don't have to deal with any more of these injury issues with your starting rotation. You're already down with Quintana. And also good news on Brandon Woodruff. We'll see how that bullpen goes on Sunday.
It'd be nice to get a lot of these guys back, right? I mean, Aaron Ashby, get him back. You know, the guys that have been filling in have been doing an admirable job. Every now and then they give up some runs, but you know, it's the offense that needs to get going, in all honesty. And the guys that have been filling in for these starters have been doing a pretty good job, including this guy on the mound.
Got a wide strike there to make it 1 ball and 1 strike on Ty France, and Patrick has really thrown the ball well. Again, the offense has not helped him out as France is now ahead 2 balls 1 strike.
Yeah, in Patrick's 3 losses, the team has only scored 7 runs.
Jammed. It's going to be Ortiz who makes the play, cut in front of Durbin. 2 away. Let's check back in with Sophia's got more on Aaron Savali, the other member of that injured list, who's on his way back.
Yeah, and he's similar to Brandon Woodruff. He's in a really close spot to coming back. He had an encouraging outing also with Nashville, 5 innings, got the pitch count up to 60 pitches. That was Wednesday afternoon. DL Hall pitched that day as well. And so they're in a position now where they're determining whether he can come back to the major league team on a lower pitch count. Again, he was at 60 the last time out, or if it's better for him to go for another rehab start and extend that pitch count. So Pat Murphy said they were still deciding on there as well.
Well, 7-pitch inning for Chad Patrick. That will do it. 2 flyouts and a ground out. Break out your Brewers Hawaiian shirt for Tropical Day at the ballpark on June 14th. It's presented by UW Credit Union. Bring beach vibes and score a Brewers straw hat with a theme night ticket. Get yours now, brewers.com/theme night.
You read my promo.
Sometimes you got to be ready to pinch hit.
I wasn't here in time.
They're in the theme, Tropical Night.
Yeah.
Does that mean we get to wear Hawaiian shirts to the ballpark too?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask the Golden Boy down there.
What if they are Brewers themed Hawaiian shirts? You think we could do that?
I'm gonna have to ask our producer.
What if we wore bandanas? We dressed like Brett Michaels.
No, he rules with an iron fist when it comes to attire.
Yeah, I know. That Hawaiian shirt has everything on it. Brewers, Packers, Bucks, Badgers. Bowers on the ground, right side. Race to the bag, and it's going to be won by Ty France.
Speaking of Badgers, I've been getting some texts from our buddy Matt LePay.
Yeah.
Good to see him watching tonight. Hey, Matty, say hey to Linda for us.
Matt was tuned in when we were in Cleveland. Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Wisconsin Sports Hall of Fame.
One of the good guys. Miss Matty.
I get a little dose of Matt LePay during the basketball and football season, so that's fun. We always take a picture and send it to you when we're with each other.
Nice of you.
Make you feel bad that you're not with us. Durbin skies one to center for out number 2. Joe Ryan has given up just the 1 base hit to the first batter he faced. He's just 1 over the minimum since then.
Yeah, he hit Christian Yelich back in the 4th inning. But other than that, nothing but outs.
Just 3 base runners against Joe Ryan, and he has been true to what he had done over his last 3 starts. 2-0 is 0.95 earned run average in those last few appearances against San Francisco, Boston, and the Angels. Really just 2 bad outings for him. 1 against Houston and 1 against Atlanta. Alan Porter, the home plate umpire, is just talking to Joe Ryan.
The starting rotation has been outstanding over a long stretch of games. The bullpen even better.
So Ortiz tight for ball 1. The Brewers are going to see Pablo Lopez tomorrow. He has given the Brewers fits over the course of his career, whether he's in a Twins uniform or a Marlins uniform. Shallow pop behind first. France is there, makes the catch in fair territory. And it's another 1-2-3 inning on a 7-pitch frame for Joe Ryan. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Batter up to a better way to money today at northwesternmutual.com. And by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota. Let's go places. Just had a great shot of one of our outstanding camera operators, Will Tinsley, and his family out of the ballpark today. It was the bearded one that looked like Coach Beard from Ted Lasso. That's what Will reminds me of.
Was Will talking?
He was not. He was eating the popcorn and not sharing with his family. There's Will. See, Coach Beard.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Will doesn't talk much.
But one of the best camera operators we've got. Usually has the home plate RoboCam.
They're all great. They've been working here for years and years.
Not just the home crew, the visiting crew, and other teams come into town. We are so blessed with great people we work with. There's a line drive to center. It'll fall right in front of Jackson Churio. Clemens has leadoff single against Chad Patrick. And tomorrow's game will be broadcast on Fox, which is great. And the producer that's doing that game, Aaron Stoikov's been doing it for years, was just glowing about the crew. Always does when he comes into town, whether it's a baseball game or a basketball game, whatever it is. The folks here work multiple sports. They are the best.
You're going to be doing that game tomorrow. Congratulations on that. You and Adam Wainwright.
It'll be fun tomorrow.
I'll be watching.
On your back porch, just hanging out. What's on the grill tomorrow for you, by the way? You gonna bring any of that on Sunday?
I might smoke some ribs.
Ooh. Nice.
Got some friends coming over. Not that I don't have other times during the summer I can do that.
It'll be a good day for it. 1-2 on Royce Lewis. Sends one down the right field line. Long run. Sal Frelick still gaining ground. Makes the catch. He had to cover a ton of ground to get there.
Yeah, he was shaded over toward the gap a little bit and deep. And able to make up ground with that good speed. Able to catch it right on the line. And he just busted it, taking a good angle. That's a fair ball and able to take a base hit away.
Even able to slow up just a hair. Inside the plate, brought to you by Freighter, the Medical College of Wisconsin. All while chewing sunflower seeds. There's some people that cannot walk and chew gum at the same time, yet he's sprinting and chewing seeds.
Yeah. Then you have guys who can field ground balls and turn double plays while blowing bubbles. Dale Swaim used to do that.
Crazy.
Have the chewing gum, blow a bubble as he's turning a double play. Talk about being nice and relaxed, huh?
Just special athletes. Kersey takes a strike. 2-2 on Kersey. Came into this ball game 4 for 39 at the plate. Game number 35 this year for him. Had a big homer in the game yesterday against Baltimore. Taps this one back to the mound. Patrick bobbles. He's going to be content with getting Kersey at first.
Yeah, good. Once you drop it, just go to first base. Don't mess around. Don't make mistakes. Get it out. You got the bottom of the order up. He catches it cleanly. It's a double play.
No reason to mess around with it. Get the one and take your chances with Vasquez. Tyler Alexander getting ready. That may be for Larnach, who's on deck. Vasquez pops it up. Foul territory, first base side, in play for Hoskins. And Patrick spins another 0. 4 scoreless innings from innings 3 through 6. Chili's quick stats. How about Joe Ryan now in his last 4 starts? It's including tonight, of course. 2-0, 0.75 ERA, 24 innings. The strikeout to walk ratio, 34-3. I mean, that's otherworldly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. I mean, this entire pitching staff for Minnesota lately has been unhittable. And they've been scoring a lot of runs. I mean, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. That's pretty much par for the course for this guy this year. Strikeout to walk ratio 10-1 coming in.
Just pumping strike after strike, and you see him shaking his head right there. He didn't like that last pitch. At least the location of it to Turang. Got the only hit for the Brewers, and that is right on the corner. It's 0-2.
First hitter of the game from Milwaukee.
This offense tonight looks a little like the first 2 games against the Guardians in Cleveland. Shut out in both of those games. Turang spoiled it.
A little bit of that has to do with the guy on the mound tonight. This guy's throwing a lot of confidence. High fastballs, low splitters. He's mixing in the sweeper.
Check the swing, didn't go. And for Ryan, he threw 30 pitches in the first inning. He's thrown 60 in the game total in the last 4+ innings of work.
When you're facing guys that are like pitching with confidence like he is, you got to get him early. You might not get him at all. Brewers had their shot in the first inning.
Turang to center. Back. It's got a shot and caught right at the wall by Kersey. Got a splitter down the middle. And Turang sent it as far as it could without getting out.
Yeah, one of the few splitters that he has left up in the zone, and Turang nearly made him pay for it. Check it out. It was up. It was about belt high. It's not where you want to leave a splitter. That's pretty much the first one of those he's left there. And Turang nearly hit it out of the ballpark. Come on, dude. Please.
Joe Ryan didn't like it. And as soon as Kersey made the catch, he picked up his glove as this one is out towards right center. No one's catching this off the base of the wall. Contreras digging for 2. He's there. Maybe that's the start the Brewers need. A couple of missiles from the offense in the 6th.
Yeah, Contreras doing what he does best, taking it to the opposite field, right at the base of the wall. Fastball right down the middle, up in the zone, and Contreras does this as well as anybody, going to right center. Right at the base of the wall, so man in scoring position for Milwaukee.
Pitching coach Pete Mackey coming out, and look at that glare from Joe Ryan. That's a what are you doing out here look. He's throwing really well right now.
Kind of surprised that he would throw his glove down like that.
Yeah.
On a ball that, I mean, one of the few balls that have barreled up for this Brewers offense. The ball is caught in center. He threw his glove down in disgust.
Well, it's just a 3-run ball game, and now you got 2 guys loosening. Brock Stewart on the left, Cole Sands on the right, and Sands is a potential closer for this Twins team. Joan Duran, who has thrown in back-to-back ball games, more than likely unavailable for the Twins tonight. Same could be said for Louis Farlow. So here's Yelich. And sweeper got out of the hand of Ryan.
And has got to be near for Ryan at 92 pitches. I should say 93.
Run over 100 just once this year. Yelich ground ball right side, but right at Fitzgerald. Was playing him towards the hole and takes a hit and an RBI away from Yelich. One of the harder hit balls off of Ryan today. And now it's up to Hoskins.
And 3 hard hit balls in the inning.
Hoskins had a hit taken away from him on a nice play by Lewis back in the 4th. Sends this one foul. Had a good pass at that fastball. You see that 30-pitch first inning. He's been in pretty good control since then. That one caught the corner, 0-2. Tyler Alexander and Jared Koenig. Top of the order scheduled in the 7th for the Twins. Leaving it all out there on the field right now. He's got the Jimmy Connors grunt going.
He's had it every now and again throughout the day, but a few more this inning.
Through just 76 pitches in his last appearance against the Giants. This is number 99. And he got him looking right at the knees. And Joe Ryan ends his night more than likely with his 9th strikeout. This 7th inning is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Added the Jackson Churio Jedi bobblehead to the top of the fridge. Because tonight's the night, as our Gruber Law offices one call, that's all called. The pen brings in Tyler Alexander. He's been working a lot on the last road trip and makes another appearance tonight in the 7th.
Well, he's made 4 starts for the Brewers. Last pitched on Tuesday against the Guardians. 3rd of an inning, a couple of hits, a strikeout. When he does pitch, he usually starts an inning.
He's got the top of the order for Minnesota, and Larnach takes inside. Inning and a third his last time. I should just say 3rd of an inning against Cleveland. They give up a couple of hits. Pitched twice in Tampa.
And 1-1 as a reliever with a .395 earned run average, giving up 6 earned runs in 13 2/3 innings.
That's on the corner. 1-2 on Larnach. Quality start for Chad Patrick as Larnach uses his timeout. Gave up 3 runs in the first 2 innings, and after that, Rocky allowed just 2 singles.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, a quality start. Whatever you think about that statistic, it was a good start for him. Give up a couple of runs or 3 runs in the first 2. But once again, when Patrick is out on the mound, the Brewers don't get a lot of runs.
Certainly did enough to keep his team in the game. Brewers are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The Twins 3 out of 10 at 2 hits in the first inning. Larnach pops it up. Shallow center. Ortiz is out, and Ortiz makes the catch. Talking about quality starts, that's 6 innings of 3 earned runs or less. Freddie Peralta and Chad Patrick each with 3. Quintana Cortez, one of his 2 starts for the Brewers, and Logan Henderson, big league debut, was a quality start. Logan Henderson picked up another win in 5 innings. He's begun his career at 2-0 with the Brewers. The only pitcher to do that, the first 2 starts in the big leagues as a Brewer, he and Robert Gasser.
Yeah.
Ball to strike on Jeffers.
Well, again, we showed you, those starting pitchers. A lot of them are hurt right now, and the guys that are filling in have been doing a really good job. I mean, and Chad Patrick at the top of that list.
Good pitch. It's 1-2. Hey, even Tyler Alexander, as you talked about, he filled in early on in the season. Had a great start in Colorado.
Evan Savali hurt.
Clint Priester and Logan Henderson chatting in the Brewers dugout. The starters, the bullpen has been exceptional for the Brewers for the most part. Two on Jeffers.
And again, you got to figure this Brewers offense is going to get it going. I mean, they do have talent out there. These guys, these young guys that were so productive a year ago. You got to figure that they're going to start swinging the bats. The Yelich's, the Hoskins, and Contreras, those guys are going to get it going, be consistent. Reese has been doing it.
Just fouled on the right field line.
A lot of season left.
Hey, you got to imagine William Contreras not going to hit 238 for the rest of the year. But
Right.
that middle finger on his left hand has to get figured out. He's just going to have to deal with the pain as long as he can. He dealt with it all year last year. It was a silver slugger.
Yeah. The only way you get that better is to sit him out for a long stretch of time, but that's not going to happen with him.
He said as much the other day. I worked too hard in the offseason is what he said, in order to take time off. You see, where's that splint even underneath that reinforced glove? That,
Showing it to us. Right on cue.
It's like he knows what we're talking about.
You think they can pipe in our broadcast on those earpieces?
I mean, that wouldn't be distracting at all.
Wait, what are the odds of him showing that brace when we're talking about him like that? Come on. No coincidence.
The pitch of the bat with Jeffers, and he struck him out. Dropped another changeup on him. 2 away in the 7th, and now a quick message from Digger's Hotline.
What does Santa do in his off-season? We can't solve every mystery, but when it comes to what's below your yard surface, visit diggershotline.com or call 811. Digger's Hotline, every time you dig.
Switch hitter Brooks Lee 0 for 3 today. 8 hits for the Twins, all singles. Singles night at the ballpark.
6 of those in the first 2 innings.
Lee pops it up. Hoskins. Another 3 up and 3 down inning for the Brewers pitching staff. Time to stretch, looking for some runs. Seventh inning and game summary presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel on this Star Wars night in Milwaukee. Joe Ryan, 6 innings of shutout baseball, just 2 hits allowed, struck out 9, and he will give way to the bullpen. This is Brock Stewart, appearance number 10 for him.
Yeah, he started the year on the injured list. Last appeared in the game against Baltimore. That was in Baltimore on the 14th, scoreless inning. Did have 3 punch-outs in that appearance. Hard thrower.
Originally in the Dodgers organization. Is this one a little bleeder into shallow center? It's got eyes for a base hit for Sal Frelick. Maybe the Brewers just needed to see somebody different.
Yeah. 2 hits against Ryan, who was outstanding tonight. There's that fastball. Talking about mid to upper 90s for Stewart with that heater, and Sal able to get enough of it to dump it into center.
Brings up Jackson Chourio, just a 3-run ball game. Stranger things have happened. Squares the bunt and tried to pull it back and fouled it away. It's 0-1. It's a bullpen that's only allowed 4 earned runs in the last 39 1/3 innings, though, during this 11-game winning streak for Minnesota.
Earned run average under 1. Amazing work.
Swing and a miss. Trying to go the opposite way. There's a huge hole on the right side of the infield. One and 2 on Chourio. Toss to first. That's a quick move from Stewart.
Yeah, Sal didn't have much of a lead. I mean, he's not going anywhere down by 3. At least you don't think so. Got a decent lead over there.
And he went too far on the sweeper. That's a third strikeout for Jackson Chourio tonight.
Way off the outside corner. Got the kid to chase. Didn't mean to.
And that's the pitch that he has struggled laying off recently as Bowers digs in. Strikeout and a ground out for Bowers. And tight for ball one.
Yeah, I'd like to see Stewart get a fastball down on him. Down, middle, in. See how far he can hit it.
Bowers base hit to center. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Couple of soft singles, but they worked. They had 2 hits in the entire game going into this bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, velocity pretty much the same as to what Ryan was throwing, but I think the release point and that split-fingered fastball that kept the Brewers honest is the difference. That one down on the trademark a little bit, but Bowers able to muscle it into center field. Nothing hit all that hard in this inning, but they put it in pretty good spots.
Let's see if Durbin can follow suit. Durbin 0 for 2. Strike one. Justin Topa, former Brewer, starting to play catch in that Twins bullpen. And that is right on the corner. 0-2. Stewart has spent a lot of time on the injured list the last couple of years. Just 28 games in 23. Last year just 16 games. 0-2 on Durbin. And a turn back to second. Take. Durbin, a guy who puts the ball in play. The Brewers are looking for something here in play. Cash in on Frelick's speed out at second. Got him right at the bottom of the zone, and that is strike 3. And Alan Porter forgot the count, didn't ring him up.
Yeah, right at the knees, not a whole lot Durbin can do about that. You can see Vasquez making that one look even better, but it looked like a strike. Bottom of the zone. Big out.
Going to get a pinch hitter for Joey Ortiz as Isaac Collins is off the bench. Vasquez out to chat with Stewart, go over the scouting report.
Only player on the bench can bat left-handed, the switch hitter. Other 3 are right-handed.
So Collins gets the call. He represents the tying run at the plate. He was playing a lot there about 2 weeks ago, and then the emergence of Jake Bowers put Collins on the sidelines for a bit. Opportunity for Collins as a pinch hitter. And he takes strike 1 at 97 on the black of the inside corner. And now time used by Vasquez to run through the defensive sequence. Three out of 10 as a pinch hitter this year for Collins. Just missed. Same spot. 1-1. That's inside. 2-1.
Trying to work him inside, aren't they? First pitch on the edge for a strike. Missed with the last two.
Collins, a Minnesota kid. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Finally went away with something. Collins missed it. And that's strike 3 called. Change up at the knees, and the Brewers had 2 on with 1 away and could not produce.
Brewers and Twins back at American Family Field, and we want to remind you that BCF's Drive for Charity, presented by the BCF Leadership Council and 620 WTMJ, continues in stadium this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and the fans donating pet supplies or $10 will receive a Trevor McGill pin. The donations will go to benefit the Wisconsin Humane Society. You can also make online donations, and if you want more information, you can go to brewers.com/BCF.
Thank you, Sophia. Tyler Alexander back out there for the Brewers as Andrew Monasterio takes over at shortstop. Ortiz pinch hit for by Collins. And Monasterio now at short. A little foul by Ty France. I think the backswing got a piece of Contreras behind the plate.
They get him in the hand, the catching mitt.
Oh, like he needs something else.
Yeah, right. That's the last place he needs to get one. Ready with that broken finger. They get him in the arm.
Fouled off the foot and then the bat. Ooh, on the elbow. Can we put a force field around him? Is that possible?
Hard to do that when you're catching, right? You're going to get hit with something every night.
No matter where you put gear, you inevitably get hit somewhere where it's not protected. And then a ball in the dirt.
Yep.
Thankless job.
So you want to be a catcher. It is thankless. I mean, when you do your job, nobody knows you're even doing it.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
One of those things. You got a guy throwing balls in the dirt. I mean, if you're on a first name basis with the guys in the front row behind home plate, you're not blocking too many.
France into right. A couple of steps over for Freeling. 1 gone. And that's just the hope if they're not throwing knuckleballs, right?
Yeah.
There's Yoel Pyops cranking it up in the Brewers bullpen. And Chris Hook is going to go out and have a word with Tyler Alexander as Ryan Fitzgerald is at the plate.
He's already had an at-bat.
He's flied to center twice in his big league debut tonight. And now a quick message from Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Get way out there. Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Not many times you see a pair of Creighton Blue Jays playing the same baseball game in the big league field. That's pretty cool. Fitzgerald and Isaac Collins. Fitzgerald did it the hard way, signing an indie ball contract after college. A chance to play in the big leagues now with the Minnesota Twins. And he takes strike 1 from Tyler Alexander.
Creighton's in Omaha, Nebraska, right?
It sure is.
We, when I was in the College World Series back in '77, I think it was.
Ground ball to second.
With the Clemson Tigers.
Yes.
We had our practices at Creighton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
played at Rosenblatt.
Right, Rosenblatt Stadium. I hear they've did some major improvements to that ballpark, huh?
It's a totally new ballpark.
Totally new one now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a while ago.
Yes. A new ballpark's been around probably just maybe north of 10 years now.
77. How many years ago was that?
I don't know. I don't do math good.
Yeah.
But you were there.
No, I'm not doing the math.
No, I'm not either.
If you're looking at me wondering how long ago that was.
I'm not. I'm just making the point that at least you made it to the College World Series. That's
Yeah.
great. This one hit down the right field line and foul. 2011. So this will be the 14th season with the College World Series. Now Charles Schwab Field. Used to be TD Ameritrade. Now Charles Schwab. Different mutual fund. Cody Clemens. Took wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, my quick math, 48 years ago.
That's it.
Man.
It's amazing you played in the College World Series when you were 5, Rock. Youngest college player in the history of college baseball.
Yeah.
Bill Schroeder. Look it up.
Got in there with my amazing mental capacities.
Yes.
Well ahead of my game.
Swing and a miss. Clemens strikes out. The big red wiffle ball bat. That's what Rock was using.
Well, the Brewers still have not scored a run yet in this game. First of a 6-game homestand here, 3-0 Twins. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning. At the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All Sports, says Craig Kashan and Vinny Rottino. I'll tell you what, I think Rock made a great point at the beginning of the game. You see the swagger of this Twins team, winners of 11 straight.
Yeah, it's hard to play a team no matter who is in their roster, who's in their lineup right now. They're missing 2 of their main guys, right? And they're still playing with that swagger. Let's see if the top of the order can do something here.
Yeah, we got Brewers Live post-game presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin on the way, and another tough out for the Brewers. A lot of those in this game. We'll be looking at the few scoring opportunities as well against Joe Ryan here in this one, guys, and get you set for Saturday's game 2 coming up after the ballgame.
All right, thanks so much, Craig. Another potential base hit that finds a glove of a Minnesota Twin defender.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat. Didn't have that exit velocity, but Brooks Lee able to make a nice catch.
And Contreras takes strike 1 from Griffin Jacks, who's in this setup role. ERA of 5.40, but he was one of the game's best setup men last year.
Yeah, it's a really good changeup. Throws a lot of them.
That one blistered up the middle of a base hit for Contreras, his 2nd hit of the game. Challenge right down the middle, and Contreras is up for it.
Yeah, good to see that getting hit on the elbow with that bat didn't bother that swing. Griffin Jacks' 22nd appearance. You can see the earned run average for him. Yeah, higher than normal. 30 punch-outs, 19 2/3 innings. He's got a good sweeper and a changeup.
And throws a cutter down and in on Yelich. He's given up some homers this year. Opponents hitting .277 against him. Brewers at the middle of the order, 1 away. There's a strike.
Yeah, gave up 4 runs in a single appearance back in April. Since that time, he's only given up 2 runs.
Swing and a miss. There's that sweeper down and in. That's a good pitch. Began his career as a starter. He's found a home in the bullpen. Wave and a miss on that changeup at 94.
Yeah, that's a big movement going away from Yelich. Hey, stream every out-of-market game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire year. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Here's Hoskins, and he takes one right down the middle with that sweeper. It's 0-1 on Reese. A walk, a ground out, and a strikeout for Hoskins. The Brewers have had guys on base each of the last 3 innings. And they had to cash him in.
Yeah, hitless with runners in scoring position, 0 for 5.
The Brewers in the first 2 games of the series against the Guardians were 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position before going 5 for 10 on Wednesday. That sweeper's got some action on it. 1-2. Twins team trying to make it 12 wins in a row. The 1-2. Down and away.
And trying to match their longest streak from last year, 12 games.
It would match their second longest winning streak in franchise history. Last year in 1980, they did have a 15-game winning streak back in 91. Hoskins fouls it away in a big cut. Won the World Series that year in 91. By the way, happy birthday to Jack Morris, celebrating birthday number 70.
Talking about a splitter, right? Oof. Nasty. Where that Detroit Tigers starting rotation back in those days with Jack Morris. Then he went to the Twins.
Game 7 starter in 91. That is strike 3 called with a changeup on Hoskins, and he is rung up. Jacks with 2 strikeouts in a clean 8th. Toyota game reset, and it's 3-0 Minnesota. No runs have scored since the 2nd inning. Joe Ryan with 6 scoreless innings and 9 strikeouts. Brewers 0 for 7 so far with runners in scoring position and trying to keep the Twins right where they are. Pat Murphy goes to right-hander Yoel Piops for a 20th time.
There you can see his earned run average. It's been an up and down year for Piops. He needs to get it going as well. Last pitched on Tuesday against the Guardians. Threw an inning, gave up a couple of hits and a run. He's posted a 2.00 ERA in his last 10 appearances, so things are on the upswing for Piops.
Fly ball to center for Churio. And that's out number 1 off the bat of Royce Lewis.
All right, we're going to turn things around right now with the Tavern of the Game. Always does. And that is Linkside Grill in Hartford. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Just a hunch that is located near a golf course. Not sure what gave that away. Kersey takes down an in a ball and a strike right near Hartford Union High School. There's a ground ball to first, and Hoskins has it. Takes care of Kersey. 2 up and 2 down against Piops. Brewers will have Frelick, Churio, and Bowers scheduled in the 9th. Joan Duran more than likely unavailable. Again, pitched yesterday, as well as one of the games in the doubleheader. So that's 2 straight days for him. As Vasquez takes high. Looks like Cole Sands out there. And that missed in. The slider on Vasquez. 2-0. Quick pitch. 3-0. It's a big thing for Piops. He's been much better because his tempo has been better.
Picking it up a little bit, yeah. You got to do something to throw off timing. Do something to get yourself back to where you want to be.
Down the right field line, long run for Frelick. He's not going to be able to get that time. Vasquez trying to get to second. The play is late. Vasquez with a bloop double down the right field line.
And first hit since the 6th inning for Minnesota. Little jam shot down the right field line. Didn't hit it all that well, but he put it in a good spot. First extra base hit for the Twins tonight.
First of their 9, and for Vasquez, he has 13 hits now on the season. 5 have been doubles. That jammed and put it in the right place.
Yep, right down the line. A good slide, evading the tag.
Larnach takes a strike on the inside corner. Quick 0-2 on Larnach. On base 3 times tonight. Hit by pitch, a walk, and a single. Piam's trying to put up another 0. Keep stacking good outings. Popped him up, foul. Swing and a miss. Nasty slider strikes out Larnach, and the Twins are gone in the 9th. Brewers have some work to do, down by 3. Twins as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Rocco Baldelli will give the baseball to Cole Sands, trying to pick up his 2nd save of the season.
Yeah, hasn't given up a run in the entire month of May. Picked up his first save of the year. I should say his 2nd save of the year, back on the 14th against Baltimore.
There's game 2 of the doubleheader. As Frelick hits one to right. Larnach for out number 1. Off the end for Frelick.
A cutter splitter for Sands. He's also got a 2-seamer.
Now Jackson Chourio trying to get off the schneid tonight. 0-for-3 with 3 strikeouts. Faces Sands. Swing and a miss. There's that cutter. The Brewers in jeopardy of being shut out for a 3rd time in 4 games. Cutter again for strike 2. Takes that splitter in the dirt. 16 2/3 innings, just the 12 strikeouts. He's given up some hits, but I can understand why he'd be tough coming out of the bullpen. Swing and a miss. He chased the curveball, and Chourio has struck out for a 4th time.
And just not seeing the baseball very well tonight. A couple of times he's gone down on strikes on sweepers way off the outside corner.
Bauer's the last hope for the Brewers to extend the ball game. He's got a base hit today. And he takes strike one on the corner. Ball and a strike. Sands looks a little like Ben Sheets to me in the face.
Yeah, you're right. Good call.
Doesn't have that big curveball like Sheets, but big fastball. That's a good splitter right there. 1-2.
Yeah, the Brewers have seen a couple of really good splitters tonight. And from Ryan, now Sands. It's a tough pitch to identify out of a hand.
Sands ready to go. And that's wide with that splitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that is a called third strike with a backdoor curveball, and the ball game is over. That is 12 straight wins for the Minnesota Twins.
Well, you're not going to win too many games when you strike out 16 times, and that was the case tonight. I mean, Ryan, Stewart, Jacks, and Sands. And once again, the offense just cannot get going.
Brewers shut out for a 3rd time in the last 4 ball games. Try and get to Pablo Lopez tomorrow in game 2 of this series. For Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minert, and our entire crew, I'm Jeff Levering saying good night from American Family Field. Stick around for Brewers Live post-game show. Craig and Vinny have that coming up next.
I've got Brewers Live postgame coming up here, and Joe Ryan really shining here as the Twins have won 12 straight games. So their streak continues here. They scored early, didn't score a lot, but just enough off Chad Patrick and the Brew Crew here in this one. We'll recap it here from Pat Murphy and get you set for game 2 of the series coming up on Saturday night. Stick around. Brewers Live postgame is on the way.